Hi guys, it's Alec here. I want to show you guys how you can structure your data and how data structuring can help you a lot with your efficiencies on your reconciliations. What we need to do in a lot of companies, we need to do an EMP501, which is the reconciliation for our PAYE that we need to submit on a yearly basis. And often we also need to reconcile salaries in some kind of way over a period of time to say, well, these are the salaries that were paid per employee, etc. Now, often we use an external system, like a payroll system, but I want to show you how you can perhaps reconsider how you're currently using it and then use your Pastel system. So here we've got a layout of the app. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to follow to get data structured into our Pastel database. So we use Pastel Xpress, but this is also relevant for any Pastel Partner or Sage 50 Cloud database. I'm going to use MySuppliers, which is the app that helps us to capture supplier-related documents, and that then it's imported into Pastel, and then from there I'm going to show you how it actually is reflected in MyBI, that structured data, how easily it then works as a data set. Right, so let's start. Firstly, let's open MySuppliers. Okay, so I'm going to capture a supplier invoice. What I've captured, what I've done here, I've created a salary control supplier. So I'd rather capture it against the salary control creditors account, and when I pay it, I pay off this. Where I pay all my salaries, it's then paid and debited to this control account, which then needs to be zeroed at the end of the month. But that helps a lot with creating the ability to work with items instead of processing my cash book directly to my income statement. All right, so I'm going to capture this. I'm going to show you a salary run for instance, May 24. Okay, I'm going to set this for the end of May. There we go. Now I'm going to go here. Now, instead of capturing items, which this comes from my Pastel database, my supplier reads data from Pastel database. Instead of capturing one by one, I am going to capture it on a template basis. So I've created a template here called salary run, and once I click that, it ultimately brings in a load of data. So it's bringing in data in a structured format. And I want to show you how that structure works. So I've created here structure with underscores and then the employee. So meaning that the employee name and then the underscore that basically splits out what the type of salary is. So net, PAYE, SDL, UIF, etc., etc. Okay. I've captured this all against one item code called EXP salaries. So it's item code. And then the quantities here, I've already captured the salary runs basic pricing, meaning that this guy is getting a net salary of 10,000. His PAYE on that is 2,000, and so it goes on. And I've used unit of measure. So unit of measure is an open field, and I want you guys always to think of that. This is an open text field. It takes alphanumeric special characters. It's got 4 characters in it. So most SME companies wouldn't have more than 9,999 employees. So you can use this. I've used this as my reference on my employee number. So that's employee 1, that's employee 2, right? And here's my whole salary run. And now I've captured it, so I can also add bonuses here. So I've kept that empty. So if the bonus comes through, I can always say 1 over here, and you'll see this whole thing updates to 138. I'm going to take that away. All right, so now once I've processed that and I brought it into my Pastel, and then report out of MyBI, which is the reporting app over here. This is a business intelligence app that binds a lot of the fields. I'll show you how it looks. So now I'm going to get back into this demo database. I'm going to go into my income statement and show you this salary, which sits over here, the 133,966, which is what I've obviously captured, 133,966 in the May month. In May month, which is the 3rd financial month. If I look at it like that, it obviously is, it's looking like flat data. Now I can have a look at it right here and say, well, show me how I captured. I capture against purchases, and there I'm seeing my salary control, which is that supplier, and there's the item code that was used. But I want to see a little bit more. So now I'm going to drill on it, and I can drill on that 133. Now I'm seeing the detail in the GL, which is the GL export, which you can also get from Pastel, but we've already bound a lot of the fields. So I want to take this out. I want to export this into an empty sheet. And then I'm going to pivot this, and I'll show you how basically it can come together. So pivot it. I'm going to take the field called amount over here. There's that 133. Then there's extra fields that we've added. The field is unit of measure. Remember, I've used unit of measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the employees. And let's take, and if we take over here, and we say we want to split out the type of a salary, I'm just going to add a little field here called salary type. Whoops, type, and I'm going to say, give me my text after that last underscore. So I take comma -1. That's from the back. There we go. I'm going to refresh this pivot. And now suddenly when I go and I say, give me my salary type, it's there. Columns, and I can now see net, PAYE, pension, SDL, all nicely split out for me just directly from my GL. All right, so that's the benefit of structuring your data in this kind of way, and it helps you a lot to really improve your ability to report and to reconcile. And obviously this can be done now because it's been captured that way. It can actually be done across a whole year like that. That 1.3 million in the previous year and the whole 400,000 for this year. Okay, I hope that gives you some insight, guys, and also a way of thinking more about how to use your Pastel database and the fields that are available. All right, guys, have a good day. Thanks, bye.